Now, Ed Miliband has had all sorts of accusations thrown at him in the last few weeks, mainly from his own MPs. Today, though, he was pelted by a member of the public with a handful of eggs. It was the Labour leader's first day out and about since his holiday and since criticism from colleagues about an absence of leadership and policy. I went to join him and dodge the eggs in south-east London.
Great to meet you.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you here.
Yeah.
Take care.
It all seemed like such a good idea. Back from holiday, back in touch with the people at a market in south-east London.
I'm glad I come because I met you today.
Oh, well, I'm glad I came. I wouldn't have met you if I hadn't come.
I hope you're going to help not just the rich, we got to help the poor.
Totally right.
Ed Miliband's own MPs say they don't know what the party stands for anymore. This was his chance to set out his stall. And then it all started to go a bit wrong.
Careful, careful.
Just seconds after several eggs had been thrown, Egg Miliband was trending on Twitter.
Homeless issues. No.
The egg thrower was Dean Porter, a former big issue seller who says politicians of all parties have failed homeless people.
He's part of the problem. He hasn't represented the poor enough, just like any other politician.
Have you got egg on your face today or just your jacket?
It's not the first time it's happened to me. I'm sure it's not the last. I'm always looking for new ways to connect with voters.
But in his absence on holiday, his own MPs have hurled, if not eggs, certainly insults about his leadership style and the party's policy vacuum.
One of your MPs say there's been a deafening silence from the front bench.
Well, I don't accept that. I think what you've seen is people talking about the issues that are fundamental to people, and that is the cost of living crisis. And if you think about what we've been doing on energy prices, on rail fares, on payday lenders, those are issues that people are asking me about here today, as well as youth unemployment, which remains a massive problem for the country.
But they've also been getting in a muddle on all your policies, haven't they? Immigration is a muddle, welfare isn't clear. People say, even your own MPs say they don't know what you stand for.
Well, I don't accept that. Look, I've got a very clear view about how this country can succeed, which is the idea of one nation. What is one nation about? It's about using the talents of everyone, and it's about ensuring a country that doesn't just work for a few people at the top, but works for everybody. And you know, going around this market today, Kathy, and talking to people, that's the feeling of so many people. As one stallholder said to me, he said, look, we need people who are going to speak up for us.
Can you get rid of this Tory party for us?
Definitely will.
The problem for Mr Miliband, though, is that at last there's some good news on the economy. Inflation is falling and wages are going up.
Household income rose above inflation last year, so your information on cost of living is blunted, isn't it?
Well, I don't accept that, Kathy. If you really believe...
It's true, though. Household income rose above inflation last year.
If you look at what's happening, wages have actually not been keeping pace with prices. Now, if you really
but that's
believe...
not true. Household income rose above inflation last year. Do you reject that? They're official statistics.
If you really believe that what people are seeing is rising incomes in this country, I don't think that's what people in this country are feeling.
So how are the market traders here feeling about the economy?
Do you trust Labour on the economy?
To be honest, I cannot say yes. When Labour was in, they did a good job. Conservative, to me, they're doing good things as well.
And if shopkeepers and shoppers here are uncertain what Labour has to offer on the economy, many, but not all, are equally unclear about what Mr Miliband has to offer on anything else.
Do you think you know what Labour stands for, though? A lot of Labour MPs are saying they don't know what the party stands for anymore. What do you think?
Just remind me, what does it stand for?
You know what he stands for.
The people.
Really? Someone just pelted eggs at him and said he didn't stand for the people anymore.
They're grossly misinterpreted, I think.
You're happy with Ed Miliband?
With Miliband? Of course I love him.
Would you have rather his brother, David?
I think I prefer any of the Miliband.
Any Miliband will do?
Exactly, as long as they are Labour. Okay?
Ed Miliband certainly drew the crowds here, although several, including the egg thrower, said they'd prefer to have seen his older brother David. Several others mistook him for another David, the Prime Minister, David Cameron. As one of his own shadow cabinet colleagues said, perhaps he does need to start shouting louder.